You're about to watch the most important parkour video that I wish I had when I first started training. So let's get out there, train hard, and turn you into a parkour athlete.
Welcome to the parkour element of jumping. Before we really get into it, we firstly have to understand on how to land our jumps. There are two ways to land. We just have the landing, when you land and you can walk away. That is the best way to land majority of your moves because it's just safer. You land and step off. But for those who are looking for the juicy stick, the classic precision jump, that is what I'm going to be explaining in this video. So come on closer, let's break it down. Step number one, we're going to be focusing on foot positioning. And so when we do our precision jumps, we always have to make sure that half of our foot is on and half of our foot is off. So never flat foot. This is going to hurt our heel, which is going to shock your knees, your hips, bad for your body. As we're going for the edge, we do not want to go for our toes because if you're too toesy, you might slip and then hit your shins. Not a good idea. And so half foot on, half foot off. Step number two, now that we understand how our feet works on there, how do we get into the precision landing? Now we talk about body positioning. As we are doing the jump, we are always trying to stick our feet in front. We call this position your pike position. As you are piking for your landing, we are now away from the wall and we absorb the landing into your squat. This is going from leaning back into the squat position and then landing your jump. As a small example, we will then jump into your stick. Come closer, take a look at half my foot on, half my foot off. We always do it no matter what. Step number three, we're going to be looking at feet positioning after you land. As you can see, both of my feet are together. We do this because it helps keep your legs nice and strong. We never land with our feet apart. If you actually land on the wall and your ankles move, check this out. Your ankle might fall in and you'll roll your ankle and it's not good for your leg whatsoever. We keep our feet together, we keep it precise. It's called a precision for a reason. And because it's small like this, we can land on even smaller objects. Check this out. Precision landing. Yeah! That is the precision jump that you must master in order to move into all of the amazing jumping skills that you'll be learning right after this. The standing jump, the classic parkour jump that you'll be using to get from A to B. With all of the jumps that we'll be practicing, the landing technique that you'll be using can either be the precision landing as a stick or the landing and step out. It's up to you. These tutorials are just going to help you on to do the skill itself. So let's break it down. Step number one is all about feet positioning. As we are stepping on the block, we are not going to have our toes behind. We're actually going to have our toes slightly over the edge. Your toes should feel like they're curling just over the edge a little bit because you're going to use this to then push off the edge to go forward. So standing on the block, as you can see, I have a little bit of space here. My toes go over the edge and push. Step number two, we're going to talk about body positioning, on how we're going to create this power to go all the way up. We're going to practice going up before going out. So let's break it down. We're going to start with your hands above your head for maximum extension because as we throw our hands back, this big swing is what's going to generate the power. And so with our hands above our head, we swing back, our hands as high as we can. Now, the most important thing is all about timing. If you throw your arms and then jump, timing is wrong. If you jump and then throw your arms, timing is wrong. We have to lift our legs and get into maximum extension at the same time. So all you need to practice is standing still, coming down, and maximum extension at the same time. Again, coming down and maximum extension. Once you understand that, then we're going to put it together to go for distance. Step number 3, we're going to be combining your feet on the edge with your hands above your head, ready for big launch. But before we actually jump, there is one extra thing that we have to do, and we have to learn to fall over. Let me explain. As we are standing still, if we jump, we're going to go straight up. So what we need to do is we actually have to fall a little bit. As you are falling, when you just about fall off, then you jump. And when we jump, we're now moving that direction. Watch this. I will start to fall and then jump. I start moving that way. And so now we combine all of these together. Your hand is ready. Your feet is off the edge. We go into your squat position, and this is where you start to fall, lean forward, and then jump. This timing of falling is what you need to practice to make sure that you get it correct. Right? Wrong timing, wrong distance. For step 4, we're not going to be practicing the jump, we're actually going to be practicing the landing part. Because adding everything together, you now know how to jump, but what are you going to do for your landing? So let's break it down. As you're going for the landing, we're going to demonstrate the precision landing, so right on the edge. As we jump from one spot to another, we go full extension, lean forward, jump. And as you can see, my hands are behind me. When I land for the precision, my hands are behind so that I can go into the squat position, and I land like this. So as you're in the air, we jump, we pike, and then land, squat, nice and strong. That's how you land your standing jumps with a precision landing.
Let's go! Real quick, if you're loving all of this, but you want to take your parkour to the next level, then I've got something for you. Parkour360 Academy. Inside, you'll find the world's largest online parkour library to master the art of movement. You'll also get instant access to our global parkour challenge called Skill Quest. More importantly, you'll find other parkour athletes to connect with, access the global parkour spot map, and learn from other tracers with years of parkour experience. If you're a beginner looking to get started for the first time, or a seasoned parkour athlete to go professional, you're in the right place. Click join to get started for free, and we'll see you on the inside.
Plyometrics. We like to call them plyos. They are standing jumps consecutively. They might look easy, but actually quite hard to execute. So I'm here to break it down. Step number 1, you firstly have to master the standing jump. If you haven't done that yet, go and do that, then come back. Step 2, once you've mastered the standing jump, we're ready to go into the next one. And so essentially, plyos is just standing jump, forever, as many as you can do until you get tired. And so, how do you connect the two together? It actually comes down to hand positioning. Remember how I said that when you land with your standing jump, with your hands behind you, and then we go into squat position, that is correct. But with your plyometrics, however, once you land with your arms behind you, you actually now swing into your second jump. Take a look at this. If we land like this, what does this look like? The bottom position of your standing jump. And so we go from standing bottom position to jump, landing into your bottom position again to just jump. That's how you do plyometrics. And so you can practice your plyometrics just standing still by going up and down like a bunny rabbit. Hands up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That is how you do plyometrics. This time, all you have to do is just find some fun obstacles to do your precision jumps at and just go for infinity and beyond. The running jump, the level up from your standing jump, but this time you're just gonna run faster, harder, more power and commitment. With this, almost anything you should be able to jump over. So let's break it down. Step number 1, before we even do any jumping whatsoever, you have to master what's up here. Because the biggest thing that I see people fail with any jumps that they do is their lack of commitment. What is commitment? That is being able to say, yes, I will do it, and actually do the jump. Imagine running really fast, running, and then you jumping in the middle of the air. You're like, oh no, I don't want to do it anymore. Ah! You're gonna hurt yourself so much, right? So this time, in your mind, no matter what happens, you say to yourself, I am going to do it. I'm going to commit and 100% hit this jump. And worst case scenario, you hit the bounce and you're fine. So number 1 thing to always remember, commit to your jumps. Mental game. Step number 2, now that we've got our strong mind, let's talk about on how we could actually do the skill. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to practice on how we can run really fast, because a fast run means a big jump. So let's break that down. Sprinting, we all know how to sprint. Nice, strong start, strong commitment. We do not want to, no stutter steps. When you go for your run, you know exactly how many steps you take and you power through. Strong run, strong commitment, strong jumps. Hone that in. Step number 3, now that you've got your running, you've got to your block and you're ready to jump, what do? Foot placement. Here is where you get to practice a very cool skill called the step up. You place your foot down and you drive your knee up. You can practice this just by itself like this. That knee drive is what's going to help you propel yourself really nice and strong, and then you go into your pike for your finish. And so, for the smaller one, do your run and step up into your jump. We can do this both right leg and left leg. Strong legs. Step number 4, strong run, strong step up. What do we do with our hands? The same with almost every other skill. We have to time it properly with this leg, sinking it. As we drive this leg up, boom, at the same time. This timing is everything. And so, when we do our step up, match your hands with that leg drive. Step number 5, you're now ready to actually commit to the jump. Find a spot that you want to practice landing on. Find your takeoff where you want to take off. And this is where you put all the skills together to slowly make your way there. Sometimes for a big jump, it's a little bit scary to commit to at first. So what we do is we do little jumps. And so we practice getting closer and closer. Big sprint, jump. Okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable. Let's go a little bit more. Now I run a little bit faster, jump a little bit harder. Okay, I'm getting closer, And now, this is where you have to figure out how close can you go before you get too close. Once you get into this comfortable position of being able to feel like I'm ready to commit, you go into your pike mode and making sure that when you're in the air, you're piking, either for your precision landings or your step outs. And step number 6, and I will say it again and I will always say it for anyone who ever asked me on how I'm able to conquer these jumps, and that is step number 1, commitment. Once you're finally ready to do the jump, you say to yourself, I am going to do it, and you have to hit the jump regardless of what happens. Let's go. Hit the jump every time. Mental game, try hit it, one bang. That's the rule. Strides, the upgraded version of your running pre. Exactly the same, but we're gonna do one leg at a time. Let's break it down. Step number 1, you have to master the running jump. If you haven't done that yet, go watch that tutorial, master it, then come back. Step number 2, in order to practice landing on one leg, this is where jumping out of it, making sure you really drive that leg nice and strong. You got to be able to do that with both your left and right leg. Practice that off many different ones, whether it's this ledge, it doesn't matter. Practice your one leg lunges. Step number 4, we can now practice actually doing the stride itself. And so here I'm in the scenario where I could go into my step with a bit of impact and then kick my leg for the stride. And there you go. If you can go out and find different spots to do this, that's how you practice it. Come check this out. I can do it here too. I can go into my stride